This card. This card exists. It is a real legendary in this game. It is a card that the developers seem to think is on par with Poppin' Poppies. I. It's worth the same amount as Walnut Bowling, or worth the same amount as Kernel Corn, or worth the same amount as Captain Cucumber, or Bananasaurus Rex, or Shooting Starfruit, or Dark Dragon. Okay. I want to know if any of you watching agree with me, because while I've seen some people brush off this legendary, I haven't seen any people say this is a bad legendary. And again, while most people don't seem to have had much of a reaction from this legendary, some people have been going out of their way to say it is an amazing legendary that will revive nut decks. Now, I don't know those people, but I can only assume they are very new players, because this card is not what revived nut decks. You may notice I said revived nut decks, even though you don't see nut decks very often. If you ask me, and again, this is personal, but this is something that I've tested a lot. Nut decks are already good. It's just no one's trying them. Because I've tried them, and they've done really, really well. And you know what? It wasn't Coconut King that made them good. It was 3-Nut. In fact, yeah, we're just going to type in Nut. There we go. This card has been grossly underrated. This came out in Set 3. I just want to say that for all you people who didn't even know it existed. I know you're out there. And back in Set 3, it had 1 health. Everyone looked at this card and instantly thought, oh, it has 1 health. It sucks. It's a bad card. Never gonna play it. It sucks. Anyone who plays it is an idiot. Meh. And didn't touch it. I have literally seen 2 people play this card, ever, besides me, in my entire time playing this game. And I play this game a lot, as you couldn't tell by how many videos I make about it and how passionate I am about it. For a stupid amount. But anyway, yeah. I don't understand why people think this is bad. I guess people looked at this and thought, oh, well, sometimes you'll have plants which have 4 or more attack, and then it's a bad thing. Well, here's the solution, Einstein. Don't run plants with 4 or more attack. It isn't that hard. Actually, look at the collection. What plants have 4 or more attack? Oh, look at that. We got Poppin' Poppies. Oh, but wait. It makes 3 things which have no attack. So actually, this gains, what, 8 attack if you play 3-Nut. Wow, that's an amazing combo. So far, my entire Guardian collection has no cards which get nerfed from it. Okay, let's go further down. Oh, Guacadao loses 1 attack. Oof. This is a decent card, but still, you could just not run it. Smackademia barely sees play. Gravity barely sees play. Tough Beats barely sees play. And Soul Patch, which you don't really need to run in these decks, because you've already got nuts. So, okay, no weaknesses. Let's look at all this other stuff. Oh, look at that. Barely any of these cards have 4 or more attack. You see, there's no problem here. 3-Nut is really, really good. Now, why am I going about what's good about 3-Nut? Because all that King Coconut is... Sorry, Loco Coco, I keep forgetting to change his name. All that King Coconut is an overpriced, in 2 senses of the word, 3-Nut. This is a 3-Nut that costs 6, and is a legendary. And on top of that, it has to be evolved from a nut to do its ability, and its ability only works on plants with no attack, whereas 3-Nut works on plants with 1 attack and 2 attack, which might not sound like a big deal, but that is a big deal, because there are a lot of plants with 1 attack and 2 attack, but you know what they aren't a lot of? There's not a lot of plants with no attack. So 3-Nut is extremely flexible, and is way cheaper than this, and costs a quarter of the amount of sparks, and doesn't require you to replace a nut to use its ability. So why do you want to use this? Oh, yeah, because those walnuts really make it worth it. Okay, again, I have not actually used this card yet, but I've gotten it from Captain Cucumber, and I've actually managed to do its nut evolution before, and I was not impressed. Like, this was in a dream setup kind of situation, and it did not work. And regardless, even if this is in a full-on nut deck with all the nut legendary super rares, everything, this card would still suck. I can tell you that. I don't really need to put this in a nut deck to tell you that, because you can just look at the stats. You are going to pay 3 more sun and 12,000 more sparks so that you can play this, except you get some walnuts and +2 health. Also, it's way less flexible. Also, it only triggers once instead of permanently being available as long as you keep the plant alive. Where is the logic in that? I don't understand all these people who are running to defend this card. It actually annoys me, because it's going to justify cards like this being printed, or cards like this getting into the game. I really hope cards like this don't show up in future. I mean, no one wants to look in... Sorry. No one wants to look in the packs for the next set and find nothing but more trash. Even if it's not that much trash, people are going to get this as their legendary. Some people are going to be new to the game and they're going to get this pack and be like, oh my god, I got a legendary, it's one of the only ones I have. And then they're going to see this. It's not happened to me yet, but I can tell you, if that happened to me, I'd be mad. And it did happen to me once before. Because what used to be the worst legendary in the game was my first legendary set 2. The 2 free packs you got that came with set 2, I got a legendary and I freaked out, and then I found it was this, which is a 5/3/4, which gets +2/+2 when a plant or zombie is frozen, and it freezes a plant when you play it. Sounds cool. Here's the problem. Freeze synergy in zombies is not a thing, and it is not going to be a thing. And it only works if you have a whole bunch of legendaries and a whole bunch of expensive cards. And honestly, with the sparks that you have to pay to make this deck, you could make a better deck. So it's not worth it. But even this is better than Loco Coco, because at least here, you're getting a 5/5/6, which is a decent tempo play, and then on top of that, you're disabling one plant's attack for 1 turn. It's a nice way to stay alive for a little bit and get a teeny bit of board control. You don't have to use it in a free synergy deck. Whereas King Coconut is only usable in a nut deck, and already has a card which does its job, but better. Again, 3-nut. Whereas Cryo Yeti has no card which really does its job, so at least it had something original about it. Something irreplaceable. Here, it is just an overpriced copy of 3-nut. I really want to know, any of you out there watching this video, have you actually used 3-nut? Please tell me if you have, because I just don't understand how everyone seems to have ignored 3-nut. 3-nut. I mean, even Fry, he usually uses basically every card in the set. Even if he thinks it's bad, he gives it a go. And yet, he's just kind of pretended 3-nut doesn't exist. He's not mentioned it even once. Even though it was part of the new cards in the new set, when it came out, no, he just completely ignored it. It kind of sucks that it was just drowned in all the Stomper on hype and all that. But, yeah. That's kind of why I'm mad about this card, because everyone's freaking out about this card, which not only is going to make some new players who got their first legendary miserable, but is also not as good as it looks. It's going to trick some people into crafting it and losing sparks and making them miserable, and it's also making a card that is severely underrated look worse, because it looks like it's been replaced when really this card replaces Loco Coco, not the other way around. So anyway, yeah, this is why this kind of frustrates me. Seriously though, if there's anyone out there who agrees with me, I would want to know, because I can't find anyone who agrees with me so far. Oh, and just before I end this video, this is going to be quicker, but people also think this card will be good. I imagine it's the same people who think King Coconut will be good. Let me just tell you, I already have gotten one of these cards and I instantly recycled it. I don't need to play this card to know this is trash, because it's a 3-cost 0/9. Don't care it has untrickable. What's the point of it being untrickable? The fact it's untrickable literally amounts to nothing, except for you get to block one lane for a bit longer. Well, for the same cost, you can conjure legendaries every time something attacks. For the same cost on the zombies, they could play Stompodon back in the day, not anymore, but still. You could play Imp Commander, you could play Mascot Imp. Turn 3 is a massive turn, one of the most important turns in the game, and the last thing you want to be doing is spending your turn 3 protecting a 2-cost plant and conjuring a trash card that costs 4 or more that you can't control. This is also a terrible card, and even in nut decks I imagine this would be pretty bad. The only logical application I could see for this is perhaps if you get lucky with conjures, that you could use this in a control deck to get you a nice win condition, but that is just simply too RNG dependent for me to see that as a viable reason, like, to take this card. So yeah, I think this card sucks too. Anyway, I'm going to end this video now before I start ranting on and even more and start talking about stuff that isn't even relevant. Goodbye.